Shalom, La Ha Alahayim, Nawathan, Kol, Halalim, La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Racha HaKodash. Peace to the gods, giving all praises to Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai, in the name Holy Spirit. Double honors unto the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the head elders of all the camps of GMS, Great Millstone, who do rule well. Salutations and blessings upon the tabernacle of David, the 144,000 governing body, 12,000 men of each tribe of Israel, as well as the remaining 1/3, the innumerable multitude of men, women, and children, the elect of Israel, who not only believe on this gospel, but do the words written thereby. Shalom to you, sincere Akim wa Akwath. It's your brother Tazapanya Banyamyan of the Sons of Yashala camp out here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Coming back at it again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai with another quick hit. Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. All right. Man, all hell about to break loose, bro. So I wake up this morning, right? And I'm scrolling down my YouTube as usual. Quick prayer. And then I get on social. YouTube is a social app, right? Get on social media. I'm scrolling down. I'm seeing all the Akim posting videos, but also all of the other subscribed channels I'm subscribed to. And it seems like every content creator is talking about the topic of this financial system, and it's like you can't get around it. You can't get around it. So I got to this video, the Prepared Homestead. Elder Apostle Dahar follows this video, whatever. And follows this channel. And I said 2008 bailouts, 2023 bail-ins. Now, if you're old enough to remember, or even because I've known people that is way older than me and they don't even remember what happened in 2008, because niggas wasn't into like world stage type shit. Even though I was in the world, like I was still aware of things that was going on around me. And even when, you become born again, you an Israelite, topics like these come up. You know what I'm saying? I remember what was going on in Cyprus and in Greece. I remember what happened in Venezuela, right? I remember all of the banks that got bailed out because of the housing crisis of banks giving people who can't afford home loans, giving them home mortgage loans, right, with very low interest rates, and how the housing market, from 2000 to 2008 skyrocketed. Everybody was getting houses, but then people was getting foreclosed on them because they couldn't pay for them. And all these banks, trillions of dollars, had to basically, the Federal Reserve had to print all this money, and the government had to be like, yo, stimulus check for this bank, stimulus check for this bank, because, the Lehman Brothers went out the way. Washington Mutual, which was like the biggest bank, I think on the West Coast or something like that, it crashed, and then JP Morgan Chase bought it out. You see what I'm saying? And I remember just news. You feel me? I'm in high school. 2008, I was in fucking 10th grade. 10th, about 10th or 11th grade, whatever. You feel me? And I just remember it, and I'm like, damn, like, you see what I'm saying? I remember even before that, just using that, we have to be aware. You feel me? The scriptures say to walk circumspectly, but the point is, these people was getting bailed in, the banks, right? Because it was literally about to be a banking crash. and it seems like it's about to be a bank collapse as well, but there's going to be a bail-in. Now, he talks about the FDIC, and we're going to get into those clips and read some of the scriptures because it's exactly what it talks about in the book of James, right? And this is why I said in the topic, financial chaos. And then I got in quotations, Ordo ab Chao, which is a slogan, all right, that the elite, Skull and Bones, these secret societies, so on and so forth, like to use, because that is Latin for order out of chaos. What order do they want? The New World Order. All right. So they purposely create chaos because they already have the outcome. Hegelian dialectic. That's what it means. Problem, reaction, solution. Thesis, antithesis, synthesis. Same thing. All right. So they want America to fall. They want the banking institutions to crash. They want chaos on the street so that the agendas that they have, so-called 2030 and the World Economic Forum and all the UN and everything else of that nature, whatever that they're trying to do, which we know what it is. All right, they don't want all these countries sort of divided, so to speak. They want everybody on some, you know, one new world order under, on the same type of tip. They want everybody to worship the image of the beast and eventually take their Quran. So without further ado, I took a good 6, almost 7 minutes to say that, but I thought that was, informational. All right. And watch with this is how you know Esau Edom is the devil, bro. Because watch when you see the clip that he about to play. Look at the appearance, the so-called appearance of the nationalities of these people that is having this type of power to say this and that on your money. Because 9 times out of 10, everybody that's listening has money in the banks. Okay. Let me turn this up.
Point out a couple of little clips within that meeting, because this is where we need to listen. Let me just set this up. There's 2 different clips here, and one of them, one of these guys, he's talking about actual bail-ins. Now, if you don't know what a bank bail-in, you've heard of bailouts, right? Well, a bail-in is instead of the government bailing out the banks, which they've done already in the past. A bail-in is where the banks say, well, we'll just take all this money that's in the accounts, grandma's money and all this money that's just set in the accounts. We'll just take that money. And I know many of you would say, well, that's illegal. They can't do that. Actually, they can. And that's exactly what a bail-in is. And this has been,
and that's why the scriptures say, woe unto them that write unrighteous decrees. Okay. Oh, that's illegal. Because what you're saying is that they're outside of the law. Legal, written, pseudo law, right? Ill, all right, outside or evil or, whatever, right? Well, they do have decrees that is written that they could take your money to use it for whatever, which they're doing anyway. Okay, this is the whole term of how do they call it? Is it fractional reserve or something like that? Where the amount of money that you have in your account, they really only have 10% of it. You see, because if everybody were to come to the banks and be like, I want my money, the banks is like, we don't have your money, because they use your money and invest it and do things of that nature to do whatever they want to do with it in hopes for a return of investment, an ROI, to put it back in to give you your money when needed. But the money just sitting there. You see what I'm saying? Other than your so-called, because it's all numbers anyway. You feel me? Like, most of Jake, we don't really even got no savings like that. You see what I'm saying? Jake got checking accounts that it goes up and down every single day. But there's people that have savings that they literally do not touch, in the 4 figures, in the 5 figures, in the 6 figures, in the 7 figures. You see? So these people, these banks is using it and they're saying that they're insured, hence the term from the FDIC, which is a department basically saying if you were to lose your money, we can reimburse you based on the insurance that part of your money you've been paying for anyway, which is all retarded. All right, but let's continue.
And talked about more and more over the last few months. You see, back in March of 2020, at the height of this lockdown scare tactic health crisis, not a lot of people know that the banks almost collapsed then. It came pretty close to complete failure then. And since then, there's been a lot of talk about bail-ins, of how to prevent this from happening, because certainly the FDIC can't stop it. And a bunch of numbers and print it, but they don't really have the money either. And so what's the solution to keep these banks solvent, keep them from going under, and all these, glorious billionaires from losing their money? Well, they just take your money. That's what they do. They take your money, and they come up with some crisis or some reason that they have to do it, and they just take your money.
And see, now this is where the Ordo comes out, because a crisis is a chaos. You see what I'm saying? Something that seems like, oh, we can't control it. It came out of nowhere. You're right. And I'm wondering now if this whole debt limit that we reached on January 19th is the perfect crisis that will eventually or gradually increase until bail-ins, bank runs, chaos on the streets, maybe martial law, and eventually CBDCs, full control over your programmable tokens, social credit scores, and eventually all being used via the Kragma, the MOTB. I'm meditating on that, but it seems it could be very likely, because out of nowhere now, 31.4 trillion can't be paid off by America. It shows you that they don't have the money anyway. So in order to pay off the debt, they have to do something. But see, the scriptures talk about it, which we're going to get in, which I'm going to bring up after the clips. All right.
You no longer have access to it. I mean, it'll be there on numbers. You could look at your account and see that the money's there, but they don't give you access to it. They say that they're using it for something. They need to use your money. They're borrowing money from you. And of course, you'll probably never get it back.
So that's that, right? So now here's the clips right here.
Full 3-hour meeting, you can, but listen to this.
Now pay attention to this. Listen to what these devils is talking about, these Edomites, man. And it proves to you the wicked is being revealed, man. All right? They really don't care about anything that it's dealing with. They don't care about your thoughts, your so-called rights, none of that. You're nothing but chattel. Bondswomen and bondsmen unto the elite and their puppets, man.
Right here.
I mean, it's a little bit conflicted, right? I mean, it's important that people understand they can be bailed in, but you don't want a huge run on the institution. But they're going to be.
So you see that right there, right? You can be bailed in, which is a term saying that we could take your money, right? See, a bail-in is taking your money to bail us out. That's what that is. We take your money because look, when I'm on bail, son, right? You got in trouble, you in the prison house or whatever. You behind the, you know what I'm saying? You in the county. You asking your peoples to bail you out, basically to get you out of a situation. So a bail-in, all right, is the in-house money that you giving unto them because of your trust into the banks in order to bail themselves out so that they don't collapse and they don't go broke. You see? And he said it's going to be a bank runs on institutions, and it will happen. Yeah, because just like if you seen you got this much amount in your account, or you had this much in your account and it's not there no more, which we didn't seen with this Bank of America thing, people was going to the banks and they like, yo, what's going on? And the bank's like, yo, we don't know nothing. They acting, stuck on stupid. What? And they notice, and then if it holds on for a longer period of time, let's say 72 hours, 3 days. Oh yeah, niggas gonna go on the streets wilding. I can't pay for this, I can't pay for that. I can't put gas in my car, I can't make it to work, I can't feed my family. Niggas is running up in them Walmarts and everywhere else. So let's hear that again.
But conflicted, right? I mean, it's important that people understand they can be bailed in, but you don't want a huge run on the institution. But I mean, they're going to be.
They're going to be.
And it could be an early warning signal to the FDIC and the primary regulators when these things happen. And there may be some other prices. This is similar to what Jay was saying in the market that you can tell whether people understand how who's going to be protected, who isn't going to be protected.
Should be accessible.
So look, right? So this whole Bank of America Zelle thing and this and that, he just said if these things happen, it's an early warning. So we just seen less than a week ago, niggas go running into that shit. Yo, where my bread? So to the FDIC, that's their warning. But you got Jake head stuck up their ass. They don't know what's going on. You see that? And that's why he said you could look in the stock markets and you can tell based on, the emotional trading if people understand what's going on or not. This is all written in the Behold the Pale Horse as well. Second chapter. All right. But again, the main book is the scriptures, and we're going to get that James, but we're going to get this last clip that he got up. You see what I'm saying? But he said that based on that, you're going to see who's protected and who's not. So by this early warning, damn, something happens going on with the banks, but your money is taken. That means you're not protected, dummy. This is why the scriptures say the name of the Lord is a strong tower. To not put your treasures where moth can and rust, can corrupt. Roughly paraphrasing, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is our shield and buckler, man. All right. You don't put your faith dealing unto what Caesar's dealing with, man. And you're gonna see that. People that do that shit, they gonna go bat shit, man.
When people need to know, but I don't think you have much hope of reaching a public.
So look, we missed that part. Watch this.
Prices. This is similar to what Jay was saying in the market that you can tell whether people understand how who's going to be protected, who isn't going to be protected.
Should be accessible when people need to know, but I don't think you have much hope of reaching a public that doesn't have a professional need to know.
I completely agree with that. I almost think you'd scare the public if you put this out. Like, why are they telling me this? Should I be concerned about my bank? Like, my insurance company doesn't tell me what they're doing with my assets. They just assume they're going to pay my claim, right? I think you've got to think of the unintended consequences of taking a public that has more full faith and confidence in the banking system than maybe people in this room do. That we want them to have full faith and confidence in the banking system. They know the FDIC insurance is there. They know it works. They put their money in. They get their money out. So there's a select crowd of people that are in the institutional side. And if they want to understand this, they're going to find a way to understand this.
So they're basically mocking you. He's saying that there's people out there that have more faith in the banking system than people that are in that room that actually work in cahoots with the banking system as their executives for the federal deposit insurance, whatever the FDIC means, man. Basically saying you niggas is stupid. That's what them niggas is saying, man. All right, and 2/3 of our people is stupid because they don't have wisdom and knowledge to have them stable in the times to come. Okay, so that's pretty much it on it. And then notice how the first guy said, what did the first guy say? He said that I don't think you're going to get a population or people to understand because they, and really it ain't them to professionally understand, meaning that it's not your profession for you to really understand how this whole scam works with the FDIC and the banks and the usury and the credit, Western civilization, so on and so forth. All right. So we in the book of James 5, right? The point is in verse 3. Verse 1 says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth eaten." Verse 3, the point, "Your gold and silver is cankered." We're going to go into that word cankered in the Greek. "And the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as if it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days." So a Balaam is literally James 5 and 3, heaping treasure together. They're taking your money to pay and fund for the agendas that they want in the now and in the future. Okay? You can't make this shit up, even if you wanted to. All right? So this word cankered in the Greek, katiao, to rust over, cover with rust. Basically, it's not potent. You see what I'm saying? And we're gonna get that in. We're gonna look up this word in the Bible comparison, all right, to the NLT for y'all to have a better understanding. James 5 and 3, New Living Translation. "Your gold and your silver have become worthless." So, which is proven hyperinflation, which is the devaluation of the US dollar. You need more of them Federal Reserve notes to pay for the same thing you would have in an earlier time. So it's worthless. "The very wealth you were counting on will eat away your flesh like fire." All right. So they're counting on, after these bail-ins, to take care of this and take care of that. All right. But it's going to torment them greatly when everything that is written in the scriptures come to pass. Okay. "This treasure you have accumulated will stand as evidence against you on the day of judgment." That's right, because we're going to be going to these so-called rich men and, chaining them up, these politicians and so forth, the kings and their nobles, right? And we're going to be taking, all that gold that they're heaping up, because it's all going to be for the house of David, the governing body, and the rest of Israel eventually, all right, in the kingdom, man. So it's going to stand against you, all right? Because if Yahweh Shah is coming back and a certain nation is going to be ruling the world when he comes back, you're going to be able to tell based on tangible things who was the wicked, who was in rulership, all right, and who was gaining riches got by deceit. If they got all these gold billions and millions and billions and trillions of dollars, or whatever it may be, in assets when Yahweh Shah comes back. All right. So don't be surprised sometime this year, bro. Your account can't access the money. They take away the money. ATMs stop working. They pushing this cashless society, CBDCs and all of that. And people are bank running, and mind you, right? Because one of the homies put it in the group chat. In Colorado out here, like February, less than a week, right? Ain't no SNAP welfare EBT program benefits gonna be used, man. Like niggas is going to really be in them streets, bro, wilding, bro. Niggas is on food stamps, niggas is on, income-based housing, this and that and the third. It's all gonna go to shit, bro. And the only thing that you gonna have to have, if you have the elect, you're gonna have it, but faith on Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. So, hey man, Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. All right. They gonna take your money. They're gonna heap treasure for them in the last days. It's right in the scriptures. So this bail-in thing is biblical, biblically sound. All right. Call Loyum, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. To the next time, a Bible ball, Kwam Yasharala Shalom.